Good morning, everyone. Today we are at the High Street Farmers Market, and I have the pleasure of being with Jessica Allen of Aster Earth. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited to introduce you to her company and her product line, and just tell us about what Aster Earth is and how it's benefiting people and the planet.
Of course. So Aster Earth is a zero waste free fillery for body and home. The idea is to keep all of that excess plastic packaging out of the equation, out of your life, and ultimately out of our ocean. We craft and formulate everything locally right here in Arizona. I'm the plant chemist behind the brand and the founder. And we are further reducing our footprint by doing that because we're not sourcing a bunch of things and shipping them in and then reselling them, which, as you know, the trucks, the boxes, all of that adds to the footprint.
Amazing. So tell us a little bit about your product line, what you have available, because I know what you have here versus what you have online is a little bit different as well.
Sure.
I know we all have our partners in crime. Mine is frequently in my videos.
Yes, so, this is my son, Petey. He's here helping me at the market today.
He's offering the samples of the magnesium, which I guess we can start with that. The magnesium lotion, which I have tried, and it's absolutely fabulous. I'm going to get the lavender kind this time, but tell us a little bit about the lotion and what its benefits are and why magnesium is such a great mineral.
Sure. Magnesium is important because 70 to 90% of us are deficient in magnesium. Odds are you're going to fall into that category, and it leads to a whole host of issues within the body. Essentially, if your magnesium is out of balance, your whole system is not functioning correctly. Magnesium contributes to about 283 different functions within the body. A lot of us don't realize that. So anything from high blood pressure to insomnia to IBS, PMS, gout, there are so many different characteristics that come along with deficiency. The cool thing about our lotion, it smells nice, right? Yes. The lavender. We also have unscented if you're not interested in a smell. But it also goes through the pores, the magnesium, and into the bloodstream within 2.8 seconds to balance your levels. So it's almost instantaneous.
Versus taking like a oral supplement of some sort.
Right. Yes. So an oral supplement is going to take time to get through your GI tract, and you lose about 30% in that process as well.
Wow. Yes. Very interesting. Yeah. So ironically enough, I just had my full blood panel done with my naturopath, and I am deficient in magnesium.
There we go.
So I was super excited when I think it was just days later that I was at the other farmers market and found you guys and found the product, and I've been using it daily, and so wonderful. So very amazing.
So a pea-size amount, if you want to check out our lotion down here, a pea-size amount of our lotion. We have it in a couple different sizes, but this is our 4 ounce. And a pea-size amount of this is about 500 milligrams of magnesium. So I recommend morning and night application, and you're getting what you need for the day. And then we also have it in a stick form. Did you check this out yet?
I didn't see that.
All right. So this is a little thicker, like a salve. It's a beeswax base. But it's really cool because it comes in the cardboard packaging, and it's awesome for on the go. And so you just push up on the bottom. You guys remember push pops when some of us were kids, right? It's like a push pop without the stick. And the salve comes up through the top, and then you can just apply.
Okay. And so you would just do the same thing on your hands or on?
Well, I recommend the soles of the feet and the belly button are going to be your most absorbent spots. But let me tell you what, this peppermint, because I carry so much tension in my shoulders, the peppermint is awesome right here after a long day. It literally just like relaxes everything, and my whole spine after about 5 minutes will go like and realign. And I'm like, okay, we're good now. It's really, it's aptly named magic.
I was going to say, yeah, I was just going to go there. It's like, wow, that's so cool. Okay, awesome. Well, I guess that's going to be in my basket today too. So,
yeah.
Well, fun. Okay, so tell us about some of these other products that we have here.
Right. So everything started 10 years ago with soap. My daughter was born with eczema. Day 2, home from the hospital. She's red, itchy, irritated, dry. And I thought I broke her because she was my first. And I was like, what did I do to my baby? So I was, at the time, a plant geneticist at the Desert Botanical Garden. So I'm very familiar with science and chemistry and how things are formulated. And I just fused my love of holistic living, which is something you and I have in common. And I fused that with my scientific knowledge, and I came up with a soap that worked for her. Wow. Because everything over the counter it made it worse. It didn't do anything or even worse, it would burn when I applied it, and she would scream, and no
And
one
these are
wants to scream.
so specific that we're supposed to help with that cause. which
Yes,
is, like, so
exactly. And you're like, well, this is organic. It's all natural. It's this, it's that. And yeah, it literally would just make it worse. So I was like, you know what? You're 6 months old, you're crawling, and you're eating. Like, you need a soap. So, so I made the soap. And that was where it all started, with the bedtime soap, which I have out.
Okay.
It's our oatmeal, lavender. I need you to be patient. Oatmeal, lavender, and chamomile is in there.
And they're beautiful too.
Thank you. And it's all essential oils. It's all plant-based oils. I don't put weird synthetic fragrances, dyes, nothing like that in there. And that was how I was able to clear her eczema. Because when you have an ingredients list that's 4 miles long, how do you pinpoint what she's having a flare up? What ingredient is causing that?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, I just made it all very simple. And then it blossomed into body butter and salves. And then we started carrying some of the green cleaning in this bulk presentation. And about 3 years ago, I was like, we really just need to be the pivot point for the amount of garbage that's being produced. And that was my whole goal, was just to be a mobile refillery, to touch as many lives as possible, and to really just clean up what's going on our planet.
Yeah, I mean, just our plastic water bottles are millions and millions of tons of waste a year, and then you add in all of the other products and everything that comes in plastic these days.
It's astounding.
It's astounding.
I mean, we literally have a plastic island in the Pacific Ocean. I'm like, what are we doing, humans?
Yeah.
We can do better. Like, I know we can do better.
Yeah, absolutely. And it takes such little effort too, but not only are you helping the planet, but you're really helping the health of your entire family and your house as well. So many toxins live in our house, you know, so it's just, and then just to add to those layers on our counters and our, and our laundry. And I think we take for granted, you know, that we're wearing our clothes all day long.
And that's right up against your skin.
Right up against your skin.
Your largest and your most absorbent organ.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And I think people take that for granted, that they forget that their skin's an organ, and that has a huge impact on what you're washing your clothes in, and what types of clothing you're wearing, and that kind of thing as well. So.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, about 3 years ago, when we first started to expand, I meditated on my purpose, and I was like, okay, what is your purpose? And it took me a good 3 months of focusing on this in meditation, and it was clearly to help and to love. And that's really what that's the vision with Aster Earth. I now have a team of 4 amazing women, and they are aligned with that as well. We're all here to just help you live a greener, cleaner life. That's the whole mission.
And there really is no downside. It smells amazing. It works. It's effective. It makes you healthier. It's just there's no downside for people to give it a try. So.
Exactly. And I think for a lot of people, the hindrance is cost, right? And we're like, everyone's budget conscious, especially parents. We're like, okay, we got college coming up in X amount of years. We've got to be mindful. The reality is we are right on par with your big box stores at this point. And some of our items come in under, because we have versatile items and you don't need as much because it is effective.
It's amazing. And so you can bring your own container here to the farmer's market.
Yes, and we will celebrate you and take pictures and post you on social media. We love it when you bring your own container. It's super flattering that you think about us in the morning. I'm like, wow, that is awesome.
So cool. So otherwise, you do have containers that can be filled, or some stuff that's already pre-filled.
Yeah. We have jars for you to purchase. They're just $1 a jar, and then you have one you can bring and refill. That can be your designated laundry powder jar or your designated lotion jar, and then you can just come and bring that back.
That's amazing. And then you also have an online store, so are there additional products available on there? Is it pretty much the same?
We do have a few additional items on there. I tend to launch products pretty frequently on there and just play around with how e-commerce works. We're shipping to all over the country. I believe we're in 37 different states at this point that are ordering from us. So it's really cool. And again, you get the same packaging. You'll get the mason jar. And so the idea behind that is literally who can't use another mason jar in your life? Like seriously, put some herbs in it. I don't know, like give it to your kids. They can put beads in it.
They make
There's
great
always a
glasses
use.
too. Like we use them
I
for.
use those glasses as well. Exactly. Because I have children, so
Yes.
things get broken, and there's no big deal if the mason jar gets broken. You're like, Opa, okay.
And they're stylish now with the whole farmhouse look and.
Exactly. We're so aligned. I love it.
So, throw some flowers in there. They got
Yes.
hundred of uses. So
Exactly.
amazing. Okay, so how can people find you? You're at several farmers markets throughout the valley. Do you have a posting of where those are, when they're happening?
I recommend you plug in and follow us on Instagram. That's the most efficient way. That's my most active platform. I know everyone wants us to be on all the platforms, and I don't have bandwidth for that.
It's nearly impossible.
Go get me some coffee. That's amazing.
That is
Thank
amazing.
you. That way. That way. Yep. Thank you. Yes. So do plug in on Instagram, and if you follow us, I post our market schedule multiple times a week, just so you know where to find us that day. We're currently in 7 to 9 markets per week, so
Wow.
odds are we're somewhere near you, and you can come and refill. The idea behind doing markets versus a brick and mortar, because that's probably my most frequently asked question: do you have a brick and mortar? And I don't actually feel that retail in that style is sustainable, because all the time that you don't have people coming in the door, you are paying to light. You're paying for lights. You're paying for heat,
overhead.
You're paying for
just
water.
kills you. Yeah, and then drives up the prices overall for everybody else. So,
exactly. Yeah. This way, I'm like, let me bring it to you. Let me pack it all up, and we'll bring it to where you're going to be. So it's really a much more efficient business model for us.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. All right, well, we are going to post all of your Instagram, contact, website, so everybody can find them. But please check out one of our local farmers markets. There's so much great stuff here anyways, but come visit them while you're here. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. I'm Laura Jewett with the Inspired Living Real Estate Collective. If you have a small business that you would like featured, please reach out to us. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Have a great day.